What's going on, everybody? David here for Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today we are going to be checking out the Jurassic World Epic Evolution, Strike Attack Guaibasaurus, Tuojiangosaurus, and the Kaprosuchus. Hopefully I was able to pronounce these names correctly, because these are all pretty much brand new to me, with maybe the exception of the Kaprosuchus. But the Guaibasaurus and the Tuojiangosaurus is a brand new species that I'm just now learning about. So every time that Mattel brings out these new species that I've never even heard of, that's my chance to kind of get to know them a little bit, just to see what they are and where they're from and so forth. Yeah, but I love it because it's new figures to the collection, stuff I don't have, that I thought I would never ever have or even know about. So I mean, there's still a lot of species out there that I have no earthly idea what they are and who they are, and so anytime I get a new one that I know nothing about, I like doing a little research and give you all the information, even though it's not much. But I don't really do it extensive. I just do kind of like the basic, just to kind of get an idea of what it is and where it's from and so forth. Anyways, we got 3 of these things to look at, and let's go ahead and start with the Guaibasaurus and work our way up to the Kaprosuchus, and then we'll wrap this video up, and then, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first one up is the Guaibasaurus. Now, this lived in the late Triassic period, and also that it was found in Brazil. So I believe that majority of the fossil was, like, most of it was from this point back. I don't think they ever found the neck or the head, and I think a little bit of the legs might be missing. I'm not quite sure, but I just know that from the neck on back, that was what they found so far. So, but yeah, it was found in Brazil and lived in the late Triassic period. So this is your basic, your Strike Attack packaging, open style box. And there's also, they place this in the swamp biome. So you basically have the logo right here in the top left hand corner. You got the biome here in the top right hand corner. And then you got the photo image where it tells you for the action feature. Strike Attack Guaibasaurus, Jurassic World Epic Evolution 4 and up, that's me. And you got the Mattel logo right there. And then on the back, you have Epic Evolution right there. Strike Attack Guaibasaurus, the biome, the photo image of where you could how to do the action feature. You got your render right here. And then you have your fax app information right there. And then you got the cross cell here at the bottom left hand corner with all the other dinos that are in this particular line. I don't have that one because I already have one from the one that sculpt, not this particular one, but I have that sculpt from whenever they first released that weird looking pregnant raptor looking thing with the horrible action feature. It's just cool. I mean, I think it looks like it's paying homage to the tiger stripe, but I don't need it. No interest in having that one. I already have one that's particular sculpt, and that's good enough for me. Don't need another one. If it was like a regular size, like something different aside from that, then I probably would have picked it up. But yeah, one and done is for me for that one. Anyways, let's go ahead and open this thing up and take a closer look at it. Alright, pardon me. Yeah, so the Guaibasaurus looks pretty interesting. Very cool looking little dinosaur. It was a smaller species, so this would probably be out of scale a little bit, but as far as the sculpt goes, it looks really good. A very interesting head sculpt, even though they didn't find this part. They just, like I mentioned before earlier, they found the rest of everything except for a couple pieces here and there, minus the head and neck. Give it a unique sculpt right there. So eyes on point there. The eye is on point right there. Got a little bit of a mishap right there. So, but that looks good right there in the front. But that looks like they missed something. They forgot to paint it or dot it. I put a little too much in there. But anyway, so you can tell it's molded out of this green plastic. The legs are a separate piece with the arms. So you get the airbrushing here with the green to match the body, and then you can see the ribs right there. A little bit of definition there in the muscle. So it's a very smooth body. No osteoderms or of any kind or anything. No bumps or nothing like that. Just a nice smooth texturing, for this figure. And yeah. So then they got the head here, the neck. They got the airbrushing from the jaw, back of the jaw, all the way down here to the side of the body. And a little creamy right there, the highlight with the black outline. So very cool right there. Nothing underneath, no tail paint as per usual. And as far as the head sculpt itself, it's got the frills here. Not the frill, but the little quills here on the top of the head and the back of the neck. It's and then the jaw itself and the teeth on point, not cavity filled, like some of my raptors are. And then the tongue looks pretty good. So yeah, nicely done. Except for that eye right there, and the eye is not all that great. But you can tell it's got a pupil, but it's ugly. But the sculpt itself, as far as the head and overall, it's pretty good. Very different and unique. And it's got the little bumps right there. Kind of reminds me a little bit of an Allosaurus, a little bit. So I don't know where the Guaibasaurus stands as far as if it's its own species or if it's part of a family of some sort. So, but yeah, very nice figure. And so then here is the action feature. We just set it right there, press down on it. Oops. Well, don't press too hard on it. But yeah, just kind of hold it like this. And just give it a little nudge. Seems like every time I'm doing it, the leg wants to kind of move up a little bit. So here is the scan code for y'all. And then we're going to do a little bit of size comparison. So we will compare it to another species that was found in Brazil, which is the irritator there. And then for a human comparison, we'll bring in one of our cavemen. So I don't remember the size of it. Actually, it is of what it is, but I know it's a little bit smaller, so this might be a little at a scale when it comes to accuracy with the human. So, but yeah, it looks good. All right, let's go on to the next one. All right, next up is the Tuojiangosaurus. I think I might have mispronounced that one compared to what I said at the beginning. I think it sounded a little bit different, but yeah, these species that are found in China and stuff, they got some unique names. But anyways, so this lived in the Jurassic period, and this was found in the province of Sichuan in China. And so that's where this little guy was found. So it is part of the Stegosauridae family, and it is on the smaller side. So I think it probably about that goes as far as size comparisons to a human. I think it's probably up to like shoulder size, as far as the accuracy goes. But we'll see. But anyways, so let's go ahead and take this guy out of the packaging and take a closer look at it. Alright, so it's out of its packaging, and I must say, this is a little bit more better looking than the Guaibasaurus, because as far as the paint apps go, it's a little bit more, it's a little bit light. Most of the colors is light. The only dark colors that you have is that's along below the cells and here on the top part, along the back and on the sides a little bit. But you can tell this is a separate piece right here, right there, and then this is a separate piece. See, this is what I'm talking about. They actually took the time to make these as separate pieces, and then they actually well, they didn't paint the Thagomisers, but it would have been cool if they painted that color too. You know, add a little bit of coloration to it. But they should do this kind of stuff on all the Stegosauridae figures that they do. You know, some of them are missing, some of them are not. But anyways, it's a nice little figure. You know, it's on the smaller side. It's a smaller Stegosauridae, and so can't expect too much from it. And yeah, it's like I said, it's a little on the smaller side, kind of thin a little bit, and not a whole lot of detail because they are kind of a little on the heavy side. You know, definition. You know, you only got like a little bit of slight definition here on the hind legs, right there, and a little bit on the calf. But other than that, not much. You know, stomach region here, you can tell. You know, no ribs are showing or anything like that. So, yeah, it's not much to it. As far as the paint apps goes, you know, it's molded and casted out of this creamy color. And then, as far as the head sculpt goes, it's your basic green eyes. So there's no pupil. If there is, I can't really tell. But it's on point though as far as the placement goes. Well, except for maybe that one. That one might be just a tad bit off. But yeah, you can tell they painted the head sculpt up there, and they actually painted the one of part of the sails here on the back, and so then they got the dark coloration here, and then they got the black coloration here along the side, and then a little bit like a drizzle here on the side, on the back, hind legs and shoulders, stomach region. So nice coloration. Oh, I said that multiple times. But yeah, it's one of the better looking figures. And of course, they placed this. I forgot to mention that they placed this in the mountain biome, so a little different, you know. No fur or anything, you know. As far as this species goes, they didn't add no fur or feathering to it like they do all the others. So, but as far as the action feature goes, you just press down and oh, my bad. Let me go. The articulation goes forwards and backwards here at the hind legs. Mine's a little stiff. Can't do any movements here because that's part of the action feature, as you can tell right there. And then the head is just on a swivel. That's it. You know. And then there's the action feature right there. You can tell where that is, kind of loose. So all you gotta do is just press down here in the front, and then the tail's supposed to spike over. It seems like mine's getting stuck there. So you just press on it like it's supposed to, like, yeah. So mine gets a little caught right there. So I don't know if anybody else's is, but that's what mine does. But yeah, that's the action feature, you know. Alright, so let's go ahead and do some comparisons. Alright, so what we're going to do, we are going to compare it to another species that was found in the same province of Sichuan, and that is the Tuojiangosaurus. And there you go. Then here is next to a human figure. So that might be the correct scaling. You know, that might be pretty accurate. So that might be right. All right, let's go on to the final piece. All right, and the final piece for this set is the Kaprosuchus, and this lived in late Cretaceous, and it was found in Niger, Africa. So it's pretty cool that we're getting different species from that region as well. And yeah, so the funny thing is that these teeth, the sculpt of the head is pretty much accurate, surprisingly. Not none of the other stuff, but but they kind of pretty much exaggerated on the teeth. But for the most part, especially in the front, the teeth were like this. You know, they did stick out on the side of its mouth like this, but not as exaggerated like the figure is. But you know, and I don't think, from what I remember, I don't think the back teeth were elongated like that. But in the front, they were a little bit on the side, probably like about half that much. All right, let's go ahead. Oh yeah, this was in the river biome. Let's go ahead and break this thing out and take a closer look at it. All right, so I do like the fact that I love the fact that Mattel's been giving us different crocodilian like species, you know, and we've gotten several of them. So I think that's really cool. This one's no different than the other ones that we've gotten. The tail's a little short, but other than that, this is a very unique mold that they presented this particular species in. I do like the head. It's pretty much accurate for the most part, except for the teeth. They weren't that elongated. You know, they were probably like half that size. But yeah, it's very nice. I do like the scheme. This is probably the best one out of the three so far. And so as far as it's pretty much the way it's supposed to be, I think. You know, like I said, this is pretty much molded in this body style. I do like the fact that they added spikes here along the sides of the legs. What would have been really cool, and I'm pretty sure customizers will have a field day with this, is that they will be able to paint these to kind of match the teeth. You know, if they repainted the teeth, you know, especially here at the back here in the hind legs right there. It's a little different, you know. Got these osteoderms here along the sides, behind in the front legs and the hind legs, and you got the little teeth-looking things, spikes coming out. So that's different and unique. And you got the osteoderms along the sides here in the insides of the front legs. So that's different too as well. You know, so other than that, this is your basic crocodilian style body. You know, except for the short tail. That's really that's crazy right there. That's too short. Wow. But anywho's, and then here is the fax app information right there. But yeah, this is basically molded in this plastic right here. But then they got the airbrushing here underneath the belly. You get that grayish color right there, and then you get the creamy color here. That's kind of airbrushed along behind the neck area and along the shoulder area right there. So that's pretty cool. So as far as the head sculpt goes in itself, it looks good right there. Don't see a pupil there. It looks alright. Might be misplaced slightly, but looks pretty good. And so But yeah, other than that, that's really not much to it, really. You know, it's not a whole lot to really go over. Just the main difference, you know, and uniqueness is, you know, within the legs, the front and the back, you know, with the spikes coming out, and then the osteoderms all on the inside and stuff. So that's pretty much the only thing that's pretty unique on this feature, you know. All right, so you can tell that as far as the articulation goes, the action features coming from here, and then the tail is all the way around, hind legs forwards and backwards, nothing in the front because that's where the action feature is. So you just grab it right there, you press down on it. So looks cool. Inside looks good, teeth look good, there's no cavity filled teeth, so like it a lot. Alright, so let's go ahead and do some comparisons. Okay, so we're going to compare it to another species that was found in Niger, and this is the Nigersaurus. And also, this is what's next to the human. That looks about right, I believe. So it was a smaller crocodilian. You know, it wasn't large like the Dinosuchus and all that stuff. But yeah, I think it looks really good. You know, it's pretty much about accurate. Maybe a little bit bigger. But not too bad, you know. Alright, so that pretty much wraps up this review. So I hope y'all enjoyed this as much as I did filming it. Let me know which is your favorite of the three. And don't forget, where's the wisdom? Buy what you love and not what you like, because if you buy what you like, you always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.